All right, everybody. I am in Decatur, Georgia this morning. I am headed to go meet Ely and see what I can find parts-wise for the Triumph Cub. So stay tuned. What is up, YouTube? I'm Taylor and I hate mosquitoes. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a quick glimpse at the Triumph Cub. I know we briefly went over it in the intro video. I'll drop a link to that in the comments below in case you haven't seen that yet. One of the issues that I had mentioned was that the fuel tank was rusted out a little bit, right? So we had the gas cap that was stuck. It was rust welded to the actual tank itself. Had to use a large pair of channel locks just to be able to pull the thing off. And I did notice a pinhole in the bottom of the tank right here. So I went ahead and pulled the tank since our last video, pulled the tank in order to really, get to the swing arm and the rear subframe, get that swapped out. I had mentioned that I bought a new subframe just for this purpose. And it was a good thing that I did because the shocks were so rusted, the little bushing was so rusted I couldn't get the bolt out for the top shock mount. Anyway, I digress. I pulled the tank off and the tank was so bad on the bottom side. I had initially taken it to my buddy Graydon. I'll drop a link to his channel below as well. He does fantastic body work. But anyway, Graydon kindly agreed to take a look at this tank for me. He was going to cut out some patches in the bottom, and fix it. That being said, there's some deep pitting on it. I'll drop pictures too, just so you can see those. Deep pitting on the bottom side of the tank underneath, and both in the channel and along the sides and the corner. It was a lot worse than I expected. So that was the route I was going to go with having Graydon repair it. However, upon talking to the gentleman in Georgia, his name's Ely. Ely is an 81-year-old man who has been collecting Triumph Cubs for the better part of his life. He got his first Cub at 14, and he's currently 81. He's owned over 50 of these things over the years. Used to race them, that sort of thing. Has a ton of these bikes. So, had originally connected with Ely about front forks, getting a new front end because this is just locked up. Both of the fork lowers are split, basically unusable, unfortunately. So, in talking with Ely, though, I did learn that he had some tanks lying around and he found one with very little rust, light surface rust is the way he described it. Additionally to the tank woes, I did notice upon pulling the exhaust, again, in order to swap the rear subframe, the muffler is roached. I mean, it's bad. The header pipe. The muffler is so bad, that's where the rest of that rust came from, and that is in the garbage. So, useless. Another thing I'm going to try to find at Ely's is new wheels, hopefully in better shape. Just swap the whole front end, swap out the exhaust. That way, all I have to worry about is rebuilding this motor and changing out the carb, replacing the electrical components. So, that's the hope as of right now. So, tomorrow, this is the exciting bit. Tomorrow, I am driving down to Georgia, near Atlanta, to meet up with Ely in the next couple days, just to kind of go through his parts. He's graciously offered me the opportunity to do so. I'm not sure how many people have gotten the opportunity, so It's going to be kind of like an American Pickers experience, I'm imagining. We'll see how it goes, though. So I will touch base again when we are on the road. Everybody, I am in Decatur, Georgia this morning. Didn't film any of the car ride, probably a good thing. Jeep is having some overheating issues, so I got to replace the thermostat later after this. Just kind of limping it along until then, but yeah, I am headed to go meet Ely and see what I can find parts-wise for the Triumph Cub. Well, I tell you what, guys, the vintage motorcycle community is something unlike anything else. If you are just seeing this and you're thinking about getting a vintage bike, get a vintage bike just because it's fun as hell and you'll learn a lot. But also, you get to meet some really cool people. Today, so I didn't get to film anything with Ely, but I just sat and talked with the guy and his wife. They've been married for 61 years. Both been around bikes their entire lives. Ely had a bike and knew how to ride before he had a car or knew how to drive a car. I don't know what his affiliation is, but he did have a death's head tattoo on his arm. So at one point he was definitely involved with some outlaw biker clubs. So that's kind of crazy, especially like out in California. His wife Mary, her brother was a member of the Oakland chapter, so if that tells you anything. Absolutely crazy stories. Just mind-blowing. But anyway, we have a ton of parts, a ton of coolant too. That's an issue in and of itself. So basically, my Jeep's acting funny, like it's overheating. But yeah, we do have parts. So I'll open up all the parts when we actually get back home later on. But until then, I'm gonna let my Jeep cool down. I am sitting in a parking lot in East Atlanta right now, and I'm strapped just in case anything happens. But apart from that, it is vintage bike night, or just bike night here in Atlanta. So I'm excited to check that out and see what the local bike scene has to offer. Excited to meet a couple people from the vintage motorcycle community that live here in the Atlanta area. So definitely excited for that and making the most of it, because I can't change this thermostat out until this thing's cool. So we're gonna hang out here in a little bit, have a couple beers and some food, because I haven't eaten all day, and then we'll get the thermostat changed out. But just wanted to give everyone an update, and I'll get into all the parts when I get back home. Hey everybody, I am back from Atlanta, Georgia, or Decatur rather, and back working on the Triumph Cub. So I just want to go over the parts real quick that I got while I was down there. So let's go ahead and get into that. I went down for these forks, and these forks are, solid too, unfortunately, but there's no split, and that's the important bit. So as you can see, that's split right there. Not good. The other side's fine, but actually, no, it's not. It's split right here too. So, yeah. Both lowers are split. This whole front end's locked up, so I'm hoping between the two of these, I can save some parts and reuse this one. This is in better shape. It needs new fork stanchions, as they're pretty pitted in here, as you can tell. But yeah, so I went down to Georgia for that, and when I did, the guy said that he had this. So the difference between this tank
And really, the flashlight just went out. This tank, I'm gonna get a different flashlight because that just is not working. So you can see that that tank is pretty rough. In fact, the whole bottom is just roached. But if you look at this one, you can see bare metal. So that tank is pretty damn clean. A little bit of surface rust in there, but it's not bad. So that's the tank we're gonna end up using instead, which is awesome. And the patina on it is killer. No rust spots down the bottom side or underside of it. All in all, in really great shape and original. Now, initially too, when I went down there, I was not expecting to get a chain guard. I was expecting to get a new pipe. He gave me the wrong pipe on accident. That one's not gonna work. However, I am meeting up with this guy again later this summer to get the correct pipe and the toolbox that I meant to grab. There's also a brand new headlight. I'm talking brand spanking new. So that will go on the bike. At some point, we'll get to that. All in all, I am hoping I'm not in over my head on this bike. The front wheel, that's showing some rough spots. I'm going to try to just patch that with the welder, at least to get me by until I can get new wheels, or get these ones relaced. So we'll see about that. Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping I'm not in over my head on this. This is the roughest bike that I have ever tried to build or work on. The whole front end's locked up. The motor is locked up. And a lot of this is just rough. Every nut and bolt has been seized so far. It's been a lot of using Croil, which I had a can sitting here somewhere. Highly, highly recommend using this stuff. Croil is awesome. And then using heat. Heat is your best friend. Heat and Croil will undo just about any stuck bolt on any of your projects. So I'm not sponsored by Croil, but highly, highly recommend their stuff. It does great for penetrating. I like it more than WD-40, to be honest. It's a little bit better at the penetrating. So yeah, that is it for now. I will touch base when I get this apart. This will probably be more of a rebuilding series than a teardown series, just because it's a fight every nut and bolt. So I will keep you guys posted as progress continues. Until then, keep wrenching, keep riding, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe below. And let me know what you think of the project. If you think I'm in over my head, let me know down below in the comments. And again, too, if you want one of these stickers, let me know. I still have 8 of them. So, all right, we'll see you guys. Bye.